Hotepu. This is King Ra Sumabathagbemi, and we're going to continue now with our study of our free healing classes, and we're going to discuss the stomach of Orion, or of yourself, what's called the Earth Spirits. The Earth Spirits control your stomach, spleen, and pancreas meridians, and we're going to go through how those work in terms of looking at your health and maintaining your well-being. In our first picture here we see a very famous scene from the movie Zoolander, quite a charming movie, where he asks the question, who am I? And the stomach meridian deals with that question. The stomach meridian and the earth spirits deal with your self-definition, how you perceive yourself, the kinds of thoughts you have about who you think you are, what kind of person you are, what is the meaning of your life. When you have low self-esteem, a negative self-image, you berate yourself, and such, it's simply the check engine light of your stomach, spleen, pancreas system, the earth spirits trying to let you know, we need your help, we need your direction. So we see here in this shot, there's a link, if you haven't seen Zoolander, to this scene. It's quite funny on YouTube. So do watch that if you would like. It's quite enjoyable indeed. So we go to our next picture, which is, well, who are you? In our gay system of Kemetic spirituality, the Golden Beetle system, whose main gods include Amun-Ra, this system states that your identity, who you are, is Amun. You are consciousness. You are cosmic consciousness. That is your true identity. You do not have cosmic consciousness. You are cosmic consciousness. Humans are a noumenal or a mental species. So what makes us who we are is our thoughts. Our thoughts. In fact, at karma, when you judge for karma, your thoughts are judged more heavily than your actions. Because we are a human noumenal mental species, and the scale scenes of the weighing of the heart against the feather of honesty, well, the heart means your mind or your thoughts. So, who are you? If someone asks, you must say, I am consciousness. Or, in this next shot, do you think you're a loser due to what you've experienced in life as losses? Are you identifying with, I am a loser, I am a failure, I am this, I am that? Are you identifying with the concept that you are a sinner, that you are born in sin? So if you see your self-image as a loser or a sinner, that becomes the center of your being, because the stomach spirits or the earth spirits in Chinese medicine are the central element. It is the source from whence all elements come, so it is powerful. Are you your job? If I ask you, who are you? You say, well, I am a doctor, or I am a teacher, or I am a marketer. So this question, who am I, lays the foundation for everything else in your life. So we're going to review quickly in our next screen here the elements. We've covered in previous videos of these free classes the blue kidney spirits, which deal with fear, and the rain spirits and the cloud spirits. We dealt with the green liver spirits, which are swaying trees, deciding roots, and dreaming seeds. We dealt with the rather extensive heart fire spirits, which are about love and acceptance and approval. And then we're moving to the earth spirits, whose color is really yellow, as in this yellow circle around the stomach, spleen, pancreas complex. And in quick review, remember, wood burns to make fire. Follow the arrows here, the gray arrows. Wood burns to make fire. Fire creates the ashes of earth. Earth grows metals in its bowels, and metal reflects like water, and water feeds the trees or the wood. That's the sequence of creation. And if you follow a five-pointed star, let's say here, water destroys fire by extinguishing it. Fire melts metal. Metal chops the wood. Wood sucks up the earth, and the earth dams the water. So we have the star of destruction, this little five-pointed star implied here, and the circle of creation following the gray arrows. This becomes very important again later on when we talk about how to heal yourself. Because if you have stomach problems, we'll have to know, well, to help if your stomach is too weak, we have to strengthen it with fire. If your stomach is too strong, we may have to destroy it with wood, with trees to suck up some of that hyperactive energy. So I'm laying the foundation of a very intense and easy to follow diagnostic methodology of how to deal with your emotions. And you'll see here, if you can read this small print, these are some of the sounds we use for each organ. The liver sound is sh, the heart is ho, the spleen pancreas is woo, the lungs, skins, large intestines are s, and the water is choo. We have many sounds we use for these organs, or canopic jars we call them. And in bold you see here the emotions of each organ. The liver brings you kindness, the heart brings you love and happiness, the stomach brings you openness and trust, lungs bring you righteousness and courage, and water brings you calmness and silence. Okay? So you can read through these in more detail, what's on here, but this page becomes very important in future work, in healing. Okay? So now we move to the next scene. The stomach system's job is the physical digestion and assimilation of nutrients. It's where your food first goes through a serious breakdown. The saliva in the mouth begins, and the teeth break down the food, but the stomach is a major factor in absorbing those nutrients. So how well do you absorb food? How well do you absorb nutrients? Similarly, the stomach system and the earth spirits, they control the mental digesting and absorbing of thoughts, concepts, and ideas. Like when someone says, are you able to digest this idea? When you're not able to process data, think deeply, understand concepts well, you're very confused, or you think too shallow, it's not because you're a bad person. It's just the red check engine light flashing that your stomach, spleen, pancreas is in need of attention. Now this leads us back to, and I believe this screen will be a bit cut off. Let's see if I can, are we cut off here? Let me see if I can fix this real. No, I think we have it cut off. This is a scene of Amun and a woman holding up a sign saying, I'm only human. And what this page deals with is who you think you are is one of these two scenes. You're either Amun, cosmic consciousness, divine awareness, enlightenment, or I'm only human. Meaning, accept my foibles, I'm flawed, I'm sinful, I make mistakes. That's not who you are. You are a cosmic consciousness that has a human, that is traveling with human consciousness. But you are not that human consciousness. So the stomach system belongs to the earth spirits, or the earth element. So if you study earth, you'll learn about your stomach, about your spleen, about your pancreas. This is not metaphor, this is literal. So the stomach spirits represent being solid, grounded in your thinking, thinking scientifically. This is an element that does not like opinions. It likes facts. It likes things it can prove. It likes formulas of science. It likes research. So the majority of people in the world tend to be shallow because thinking takes a lot of work. It's heavy. That's why the earth spirits are like rocks. In Kemet, Geb is the Kemetic earth god, so he owns the stomach. He also symbolizes grounded thinking or thoughts and ideas that can be solidly proven, solid as a rock. He's Lord also of geometry, where geo means earth and metry means measuring. So again, it's this idea that the God of geometry and the God of proof is an earth God, practical. It's got to be grounded and visible. Okay? Now, beware, the stomach spirit listens very carefully to your internal dialogue, the chatter in your head, and will digest those thoughts as if it were you, your identity. These thoughts are just check engine lights of your ailing organs, meridians blinking on. So here we have a list of what we call baboon chatter in the head, monkey mind. Which voice will you listen to? What is the point? I'll never change. I won't eat that. Just a tiny bite. I'm too good for this body. I'm a failure. I will work my beep off today. I'll start tomorrow. I will love myself. I'll never look as good as her. I refuse to look like this. I can always work out tomorrow. I can and I will do this. You see, these are thoughts, inner dialogue from your stomach spirits. And whichever one you decide to keep repeating, your stomach will digest that as your self-image and say, okay, I'm just a failure. If you keep saying that, you're eating that mental meal, you're going to get problems from that. You're going to get health problems, but psychological health problems, mental health problems. That's why you must affirm the ultimate affirmation, the ultimate thoughts, which are, I am Amun, I am happy. They are two sides of the same thing. I am divine, I am possibilities. These are the basis of all positive thinking. If you do not take the time to digest your true identity, that I am cosmic consciousness, I am the divine mind, I'm unlimited awareness. Without that, all other positive affirmations you kind of feel are false, not true. If you are cosmic consciousness, unlimited mind, infinite awareness, then you can be aware that you are successful. I'm aware that I'm happy. I'm aware that I'm peaceful. I'm aware that I'm rich. I'm aware that I'm loved. It's easy to start affirming all the other little affirmations because the master affirmation, I am cosmic mind, is in place. So the stomach, the most important of all the organs, for none of the others can live without its food, is also ruled by Ma'at, whom you see here in a black and a white dress. She's the queen of clear thought and measured systemology thinking. Okay? Clear thinking means you see how parts of a system work, how the parts work with the whole, the parts with each other, the whole with the parts, and you're making clear, objective analysis. Clear, objective contemplation, reasoning, synthesis of these dynamics of systems. You're not delusional. To put it in simple words, you're not delusional. So Ma'at, the goddess of gay Kemetic religion, and the scientific formulas that run all things in the universe, reveals how the universe, or the creator, thinks. We're talking about the earth spirits, the thinking principle in you, the cogitating dynamic. Honor her, honor Ma'at, learn how systems work, how systems organically work, and your stomach/thinking system will flourish. Meaning you'll be healthier with your stomach system and all the things that lean upon it, biophysically, and the mental correlates of clear thinking, not being delusional about your man or your woman or your job or yourself, but seeing reality just as it is. All those things will come into place by simply honoring Ma'at, what we call the 88 laws in the gay system of the golden beetle. So here's your stomach meridian. It's the red line going up through the leg, through the face and the side of the body, down towards the groin, thigh, leg, etc. You will learn all about this more in detail, and it goes into the face. Oftentimes sinus issues, that's why you see here in the face, there are some meridians here. Sometimes sinus issues are due to your stomach and your intestines, what's in your intestines and stomach, the irritants there. Now, when the stomach or the yin earth, the magnetic earth, or what we call the testicular energy is strong, you think very logically and scientifically about everything, especially your reactions to events, your experiences, and your self-image. So here we have a series of arrows which outline the scientific method used in all modern scientific research. You develop a general theory, you make observations, you think of interesting questions, you formulate a hypothesis, you develop testable predictions, you gather data to test predictions, and then you refine, alter, expand, reject your hypothesis. If you have strong stomach earth spirits, you think about your husband this way, your wife this way, your lover this way, all your gay friends this way. You think about politics, government, teaching, love, philosophy. You'll use the same method. Okay? Now, the world's most brilliant genius of all time, Einstein, would wish he were as brilliant as this brother here, the black genius of Kemet, Imhotep. He had perfected his stomach, spleen, pancreas system clearly because his thoughts were so deep, so mathematical, so scientific. He was an astronomer, an architect, a sorcerer. He was an astrologer. He was the first Renaissance man. This brother was really unbelievable. His genius forged the world's first and finest stone, which is earth monument. It's interesting. To build such a megalith like that out of stone, which are the earth spirits, you have to have a strong earth principle in your stomach spirits. And he also built the first pyramids at Saqqara, the step pyramids of Neterikat. King Djoser, but his name is actually Neterikat. Now, we're going to go to a quick diagnostic of when it's off, when the stomach spirits are off. When imbalance, you get poor digestion. Forgive the image, you get diarrhea. These are all signs. You get flatulence, that your stomach spirits are off. Belching becomes a problem. Poor appetite. Nausea. Blood disorders. Excessive menstrual bleeding. You would not often think it was your stomach, spleen, pancreas that can cause this, but it's quite true and quite frequently so. Water retention in lower extremities or in your stomach, where your stomach distends and holds a lot of water or fluids. These are all signs, check engine light signs of the stomach, spleen, pancreas having problems. Now we go into the spleen meridian, which is more the yang organ. Stomach, spleen, pancreas. The yin organ of the system. And there's the meridian line for the spleen. It goes on the inside of the leg, up the body. It's very close to the stomach meridian, but a little more on the inside of the leg, the inner thigh side of the leg. Now, when the spleen is strong, it makes your thinking stand on solid ground and logic. You are a solid thinker. When people ask you questions, they can rely upon you for really objective, clear-headed, observational type of answer. Now, when it's weak and faulty, you live by weak thinking. You live by opinion. That's a big thing in America. I have a right to my opinion. Well, opinion means you're not sure. If you're not sure, it means you're at least partially ignorant. So we don't want to keep promoting my opinion, my opinion. It means I'm ignorant. You should encourage true knowledge, not ignorance. Well, I have my opinion. Well, why don't you try some facts for a change? That may be more helpful. It's also faulty logic, like standing in quicksand, or the like. That should be or the like. Okay? So when you have a weak stomach, you're a confused thinker, your thinking is full of holes, it's weak, it's not stable, it doesn't hold water. It's like standing on quicksand. Or it's like falling in a pit in the earth, like a crevice in the earth. Again, earth spirits and a big hole means there's a problem with the stability of that patch of earth. These are holes in your thinking. Now put the W holes in your thinking because you're missing the holistic understanding of a situation. Also, when you have an imbalanced spleen, you have irrational behaviors. Like this couple, this is ridiculous. No one's going to get anywhere with this situation. You have incapacity for logical or sustained deep thought. As Homer here, clearly this is probably as deep as he can go. Some people just can't go deep. They just stay on the surface. You talking to a blank wall, it's not getting through. That means they have weak stomach, spleen, pancreas, earth spirits. People that lack common sense, that just do stupid stuff, like that TV show Jack A, where they do all kinds of crazy things. Here we have a man putting one foot in a chair to tie a shoe, but bending down to the other foot in a very awkward position. This means this person has very, very poor earth spirits. Also, you will have problems in connecting the dots in life. You're not able to see patterns in your life. Why you date the same person over and over. Why you keep making the same mistakes. Why you keep losing money. Why you keep being broke. Why no one likes you. You don't see the pattern of things. Again, just a simple check engine light alert that your stomach, earth spirits need help. Hard time in seeing how all things are interconnected. This is a fantastic scene from the movie Prometheus. What I'm trying to clock is, look at the planets there and all the kind of thread tendrils between all the stars and planets, that everything is connected. Okay? And if you have weak earth spirits, you won't see those webs of connection between everything in the universe and the galaxies, etc. Also, if your tummy feels better with warmth or pressure, like if you have a stomach ache and you put warmth or pressure on it, that's a signal, a deeper indicator that the stomach spirits are in need of help. Sudden weight loss. If you suddenly lose weight, there's something going on, very likely, with your stomach, spleen, pancreas, earth spirits. Chronic lethargy and fatigue. You're always tired, always drained. Stomach, earth spirit problems. Poor muscle tone. You see, the spleen and stomach system govern the production of blood and qi, and also play a role in their delivery to the muscles, how much qi and blood get to the muscles. So when you have a strong spleen, pancreas, stomach system, you have strong muscle tone and strong limbs. Okay? And it also makes the muscle tone of the pelvic floor and the abdominal region very strong. Okay? And you want to be careful of too many sweets. Too many sweets, because sweet taste is controlled by the stomach spirits. If you have a lot of sweets in your diet, it means you're having a hard time digesting something in your life, digesting the truth, being objective about your life. It's often, most deeply in my experience, an indicator that you are defining yourself in a failure or in a negative self-image manner. I'm a failure, I'm a loser, I'm no good. If that thought persists, you will tend to eat sweets more and into the road to diabetes. So spleen meridian excessive, if it's too much, if it's hyperactive spleen, your thinking becomes what we call boulder mind. Stubborn, intractable, hard-headed thinking. Your ideas will not change. You're very conservative. You're very stick in the mud. Your beliefs and concepts won't budge. You're a real stubborn person. You become too literal. You can't abstract things. You always read things literally. Okay? You become unintuitive. Here we have at the top the OS X, which is the Apple, and then Windows. I have an Apple desktop, but Windows virtuals, and the worst part of my Apple's desktop is my Windows virtual. It's just so ridiculous and unstable and not well designed for the. It's just very ridiculous. So if whoever designed Windows, Bill Gates, etc., and his team, have a far weaker stomach meridian intelligence. It's much weaker. You become overly logical if it's too much stomach energy, too many earth spirits. You're like Spock. Everything must be provable. Everything must be objectively determined and measured. So, keep your spleen, stomach, and pancreas meridians healthy. And have a happy tummy with lots of belly laughs in your day. And that wraps up our video on the stomach spirits, spleen, stomach, spirits of the earth. May you take care of your stomach. May you remember who you are. You are the child of light. You were not born in sin. That is not the Kemetic religious philosophy and theology. You were born from gods. You are Amun on earth. You are unlimited consciousness, infinite intelligence. You can always find a way. That's who you are. Live in that space. Live in that possibility. Digest that truth. And then from that place, it's easy to be positive thinking in all other areas of life. I pray you enjoyed this. Review it. We will go over the next time the metal spirits of the lungs, which will wrap up our fifth element. And after the fifth element, we'll move on to things to do, exercises, sounds, and movements to help develop these spirits. And at that point, I'll be asking you all to send me your videos of you teaching this information to someone else. So, live long and prosper, be healthy, and remember, you are cosmic consciousness. Dwawend Hotepu.